What is up, everybody, and welcome back to another installment of the Kenpo Roundtable, featuring some of the instructors from the International Brotherhood of Kenpo Karate. Today, our presenters will be Monty Nuwar, 7th degree black belt from Miami, Florida; Michael Miller, 6th degree black belt from Bradford, Pennsylvania; Angelo, coming from the undisclosed location in Los Angeles somewhere. We have Stewart, the King of Canada; and Lawler, newly promoted 9th degree black belt in Kenpo Karate, coming from Cannon Square, Pennsylvania. Today the technique is thrusting salute. Now, if you like what you see today and you want to see a little more, you can always go to the Kenpo Brotherhood members only page, where we will have 5 other presenters giving their take on this exact technique. Now, how do you get to the members only page? Simple. You just have to become a member of the Kenpo Brotherhood. How do you do that? Go to brotherhoodkenpo.com, click on the Join Now button, and then you will get your membership packet with your ID card and your patch and your welcome letter, along with your access to the members only page, where we have hundreds and hundreds of Kenpo videos, including 5 more that dropped the same exact time that this video. So enjoy your techniques. We'll see you soon. Salute.
All right, hi Brotherhood. So the technique this week is, or this month, I guess I should say, is thrusting salute. So I'm not going to say a whole lot about this, but let me go through the ideal phase of the base technique. I'm not going to do the extension. So it comes from obviously the step through right front kick. What we're going to do here is step off on the angle and do the double factor and do the downward block, okay? Going to the inside of the right leg. Deflecting hammer said go to the outside of the right leg with your right hand. This one says go to the inside of the right leg with your left hand. And then of course we have buckling branch, where they throw the left kick. You do the same exact move and you're going to the outside of the left leg, okay? So you guys know in Kenpo we have all these relationships. That's not going to help you fight, but it's going to help you understand the system. There's a difference. We have the science of the system and the knowledge that you learn, and then we have the physical execution of those. Just because you know everything, you could know the whole system and not be able to fight. You can teach, you can tell people about it, maybe, but you might not have the physical application. And then you got the people that physically are tough, boom, boom, and they can fight all day, but they can't teach you and they can't tell you about it. And then you got the people that can do both, like your Frank Treos, people like that. And Ed Parker was another one, the founder of the system. And there's more than just those people. But anyway, so what we're doing is we're stepping off, making our our double factor, our downward block. And I teach that once you do this, this comes up right away. Boom, boom. You fire your rear leg front kick, you come up with your palm strike. That front kick is a snap, the palm is a thrust, okay? So we have thrusting salute, that's why it's called thrusting salute. Salute means palm, thrusting means you're thrusting your palm. So you're gonna snap your kick and thrust your palm, which means we have a saying in Kenpo, at least the way I teach it. We say snap to bend, thrust to send. So if I want to bend you over, I'm going to snap kick you. If I want to send you away from me, I'm going to thrust kick you. Or it could be, you know, it doesn't have to be a kick. I can palm strike you in the ball sack, if you have one, with a quick whip, and you're going to, you know, bend. Or I can punch you like this in the same area, and you're going to be sent away, okay? So in this case, we're snap kicking them in the groin so that they bend over and you get borrowed force and borrowed reach for your palm, okay? So we go here, this comes up just in case after they kick, they fire a roundhouse punch. So we go here, here, kick, palm. I'm not a fan of what most people teach in Kenpo, which is block and then do this goofy looking check right here. Because if they throw that punch over to the top, after you block, you just got punched. I'm not a fan of your traditional check here. So block, check up, kick, palm. Okay? So when you look at this motion, for those of you who know spreading branch, okay, because I realize some people have learned captured twigs instead of spreading branch, but if you know spreading branch, it's the same idea, it's just with the other hand. So this says downward block, which looks like a hammer, come up. Spreading branch says hammer fist to the groin, come up. So if I do spreading branch, I'm going to pin position, I'm going to go here as a hammer fist, and then I'm going to come up with a ridge hand into the carotid artery, got me? So I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go whop, 1, 2, versus 1, 2. So you have this side and this side, all right, if you know spreading branch. If you don't, look it up. You're going to find about 80% of the versions you find on YouTube are going to suck royal rear end. The other 20% will be good. It just depends on who you're looking at, but that's a different story. Jesus, take the wheel. All right, now, the last thing I want to talk about, where am I at for time? Oh, shoot, I'm way over here. Okay. Last thing I want to talk about is we did the foot and then hand accent. On grip of death, you do the hand and then foot accent. But I'm going to end right here because I'm a little over. I hope you guys are doing well. Rock on.
Everybody out there in Brotherhood land, Steve Stewart here from Ontario, Canada. Saburo shot me a message a week or so ago, said thrusting salute. I almost forgot, so I got to 19. So I'll give you a rundown on, everybody knows the base move on thrusting salute. We'll just see if we can get some very, we'll bring in a helper today. Mr. Terry, you guys know from the previous videos, he actually just got his black belt at our last graduation a couple weeks ago. There was a round of applause. So, thrusting salute is basically for a front kick. So we're going to do it the blueprint way. Let's move over this way a bit. So when the front kick comes in, you shoot the front kick at you. So a lot of people make the mistake of stepping back. The problem is that you have forward momentum. Most of you already know that they've been trained for a period of time, or other related arts. So the idea is to create an opening. Again, you're following the line of action, path of action. So it's saying that if he shoots a kick in, I want to make sure I move offline. Then I have an opening here. And it's on the center line. The idea again is when the kick comes in, a lot of people wait till they plant, and then they want to try and use the offensive maneuver. It's a kick, depending on the difference. During close, you're going to use a punch or a grab. Longer range weapon, heavy artillery is always going to be your lower extremities. But when it plants, it gives him time to set. So what you want to do is 3 things you always want to do. You always want to create a base, disturb their base, and create pain. Otherwise, Kenpo Montaser. And a long time ago, I learned from one of my previous instructors, Mr. Joe Collado, many years ago. He said, we teach you to be overskilled, so we're overkill. I like that. With Mr. Trail, we'd always say, we're going to Kenpo Montaser. I think Dan might do it. Anyway, so the kick comes in, I'm going to set you to shoot the kick now, before he plants. We didn't rehearse this, by the way. You okay?
I'm good, sir.
Are you wearing a cup?
Always.
God.
I learned.
You learned.
I learned from mistakes.
So you can go to the groin. The best way to go to the groin is coming up underneath. It's a very testy situation. No pun intended. However, there's 3 insertion points above that, allowing margin for error, that are just as effective, that can set up things, other areas of the body. So they're vertical line below the umbilicus, below your belly button, and they're about 2 finger breadths apart, each one. You don't have to be on them, just in the vicinity, because they overlap. So I always remember that, allowing margin for error for that one too. So there is that, and when you hit that point inside the knee, between the medial area, the nerves run more superficial here, and the medial malleolus, the ankle, inside here is an insertion point here. This point's a release point, not only for that extremity, but for both hips. So right now, so he's got his hips, there's some resistance on both sides. Strike. But just give me that leg for a second. So when it's in action, it works better. I'm just going to give it a little tap there. That's just a little tap there. What it does with this, it releases everything there. So it makes it easier from an anatomical, physiological point of view to be able to, end it rather quickly. So kick comes in from here. I shoot the kick. Now, I want to stop for a moment just so I can explain what happens. There's where he's positioned right now. So it allows for my entry. And the entry is for a rising palm heel. The taller they are, you're going to have to adjust the target with the weapon. But the palm heel, I like to use two-way action. You use two-way action when you kick. You use two-way action when you punch, when you chop, shuto, or hanso, whatever you want to call it. Same thing here. So my weapon of choice is going to be this. Following that angle of entry, coming up that way and striking on that point. This is an insertion point here too. This is a great release point. This one releases the whole upper neck and head and shoulders, traps, and lats. Large margin for error here are two insertion points just below that are blood pressure regulators. If I didn't catch that on time and I caught that one there, could be a basal feint at the same time, two-way action, sorry. It's okay. In that area as well. He didn't know he was going to do this. So you do have that margin for error. You don't have to be an expert at it, just that you know that if you're in this vicinity, something else is going to connect. But it's nice to know what happens and why it's happening from an anatomical, physiological standpoint. So again, he shoots a kick. So that's this, there's your rising palm. There's your rising palm. Now, right from that position here, you guys know, most of you know the extension. When we cross through the extension, as I move forward, this and this are going to move at the same time. I see a lot of people do this. This thing wrong, I like to set up. So as this hits, then this punches. There's the elbow, there's the hammer, there's the punch. Again, hitting that area, but as it punches, it ricochets. Here, this lifts, rising up, and you can get the middle knuckle to the solar plex. You can add anything else you want to. That's how we do it here. The other thing we teach here is the what-if situation. If he kicks and then follows up with a punch, if my timing's on, it's okay, I was ready for it. If he kicks and then follows up with a punch, 1, 2. Now there's a point right in here, an insertion point in here in the bicep. It's a push. You can hit it or you can press it. I can press that one, take him down, I'm okay. But if I strike that one there weakens that other oncoming punch. Just striking that, now if I give me some resistance, resist, can't resist. So this one becomes weaker, means more of a delay. Allows me to get my next shot in there prior to him going there, if you know where you're going. So this is an extended upper butt, most of you know that. So again, so it's 1, I hit that, I'm not going to really do that, hit that there, 2 palm here, and you can do everything you want. If that punch came in afterwards, I could just take it there, insertion point there, just tap and drop him to the ground. If you want to control the situation, it's another way you can do it. Again, allowing margin for error. So if you came in with the right, shot this one, and now he shot the other one, there's your movement there. So I just hit that point. It's going to be a delay mechanism because of me hitting here. It's going to delay that. Not only weaken it, but delay it. Just striking that point there, then you shot that one there. There's a delay. So now if I just tap, I just have to tap here. I can use an insertion point here and here just to control the situation. Nothing up my sleeve. When I just tap like that, he's going to hit the ground. It makes it that much easier, regardless of how big they are. So if he came in with the right, I also have the option, if it was a delay right one, you also know this one, buckling break. So we also have that one you can work on at the same time. So you can do it from the inside sector, you can do it from the outside sector. More things to work on, just different things you're working on when you're on the outside sector of that. So basically that's really all I wanted to share in that, just to show, and if you're kicking on the street, or in the dojo you kick with the ball of the foot, but on the street you'd want to kick with your toe. It hurts a lot more. If I kick him with the ball of the foot, that's one thing. If I kick with the toe, it's a different thing, okay? You practice that, at your school. So I think that's all I'm gonna add today. I won't do too much more. A lot of you guys have a lot of great ideas when it comes to thrusting salute. So I just thought I'd give you our thrusting salute. Thank you, sir, for being in this. Thank you, Mr. Paul, for shooting this. Have a great night.
Good morning, everybody. We're going to be doing a real quick video here on thrusting salute. This is a fun technique. There's a couple little things that I want to point out as far as the technique goes, as far as being a shorter martial artist versus a taller martial artist. So if the guy's got long legs, for sure, I got to make sure that if I go backwards, I'm going to take myself out because look at the distance of our legs. His legs are a lot longer than mine. So what I have to do is I can't go backwards because I've got to really thrust forward to even make the target. So what I have to do is I have to kind of sidestep it and kind of move my way in. So rather than going at a back 45, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of cut almost halfway through and make it a little bit of an upper circle move this way so that you can go back and I have a lot of room here to shoot the kick. Another thing I want to point out is I like to do a cross kick. So when I do the block this way and I move, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut and I'm going to kick across my body. The reason I want to do a body cross kick is because I don't have the distance that I need, but all from here I'm wound up and I got all that torsion and all this torque that I can hit with this heel palm. If I do this, I land and all I have is linear momentum for the strike, okay? So get this way. As the kick comes in, if I do this here and I kick and I open up my hips, I'm going to land and all I have left is just my arm and whatever's left of that rotation. When I do a cross kick this way, I'm actually shooting. It's kind of like what they call a garbage kick, old man kick. You see a lot of kicks like that. It's similar, but I'm going to actually rotate and I'm going to shoot that kick in. So when I shoot that kick, I'm going to use that torque, full torque into the heel palm shot. Okay, so the goal of this is to actually kick him in the groin before his foot hits the ground. So I'm going to come here, 1, 2, I'm going to kick him there because that's going to cause his face to come forward and he's going to beat my heel palm straight on. A lot of people like to keep their hands up and do this, but if I kick him in the groin, his head comes down. Look at the point of origin, it's coming down, and I'm going to have to readjust to come up. So based on my anatomy and physiology, everybody's up and all the targets are up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here, hands are going to come down because I know he's coming down. I'm going to cross kick and then I'm going to meet him straight up with either a thrusting or I'll keep my arm straight and hit this way. It just depends on where his reaction is going to be. So again, back up a little bit. We're here. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3 and catch him right on the face. Okay. You don't need to use a heel palm. You can use this. Another option would be 1, 2, 3 and catch him in the throat with a web hand here into the throat. So that's pretty much my take on it. You can do a lot of things from this technique. Remember, when you do this, what is going to be the most likely shot you're going to throw after that? It's going to be a right or is it going to be a left? One, probably going to be a hook with the right hand. So from here to this position, make sure that you keep this hand up. Because I see a lot of people go 1, 2, and they drop that hand right there. And if this guy's quick enough and you don't get that block in, we're both with the guy right here. He's probably going to hit me before I hit him. So remember, for this position, 1, 2, 3, and then shoot that right into the face. You want to add anything into that? We're good? There's our little quick take on thrusting salute. We kept to the basics. You guys can work out the extensions and so forth. So there you go. Talk to you guys later.
Hello, Kenpo Brotherhood. Mark and Gail back for another installment of the Brotherhood Roundtable. Tonight's technique is thrusting salute. Before we get started, I just wanted to throw out some props and appreciation for Dan Donfro up in Boston and his people. What a great event, Dan. Thank you so much for your hospitality and what a great camp it was. And of course, to Muhammad Tabatai for coming out and supporting us and getting behind us. How cool is that? That was really amazing. Now, thrusting salute, as most of us know, is against our right front snap kick. we're utilizing an angular defense, meaning, and I'm going to have Gail demonstrate here tonight. As I come in with my front kick, if she were to step back to 6 o'clock and block, that's all well and good, but she's right in my power alley. Has not thrown off my aim, if you will, okay? So the initial block goes off to 4:30 as the clock goes. Now, if you look at what this does, as she just demonstrated, I've careened off balance. I have to readjust in order to counter her, and she's lined up that backup weapon with her position, which is the kick, and then into the palm strike kicks. Depending on ranges, that kick can sometimes be thrown with the shin. It can even, in some cases, be thrown to the inner leg if the crotch doesn't make sense. Obviously, real close, then the knees and the elbows come into play. So, Gail, I'll just have you do the base technique here. Okay? Boom, boom, boom. Now, I'd like to talk about the extension, which I think is a bit misunderstood. Let's see when I do the extension in the camera here, Gail. Okay, so we do our base technique, and from the palm strike, we're going to a front crossover, a left vertical punch. We unfurl to an elbow, and we have this downward diagonal punch into the bladder. Looks a little hokey on the surface, but let's look at what we're actually doing here. Okay, so Gail will go through this slow. She's going to go through the block, and she kicks and then throws the palm, checking off on the palm. So now this crossover makes sense. Her go over the top and punch. Obviously, she gives me the solar plexus, so I'm going to bend. Inward comes the elbow, and then a shot to the crotch comes in. Okay, so, you know, the extension is a what if. What if you get checked off on that palm strike? That's the purpose of the move. So I'll have Gail go through this again. All right, ready to go? All the way through, go. There it is. Thrust and salute with the extension. And I think that's good. Back over to Dan. And thank you guys for watching once again. We'll see you next time.
Salute Brotherhood. Alex Perez, my brother for decades. And
Maybe 1 decade, all right? Some of us aren't this old.
don't let him fool you. All right, we're discussing today the technique, thrust and salute. So, which is coming in a straight kick, and we're gonna resolve it in so many different ways. We'll show you. So as he's coming in, so I step into sanctuary zone. Of course, he's not gonna stay idle. So this is an area we have to check, and then so to cancel the height. And as I step forward, this comes up from there and checks down. No sooner than this checks down, it sets you up for the punch to collapse with an elbow, okay? And punch to the bladder to create the, like playing pool, to create the target. And then 1, 2, this hooks up and lands and drops him down. And then from there you can do whatever you want, okay? So he's gonna do his, so I'll do one more time, and then we'll let Alex do his. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Thank you, Alex.
Sir?
Thank you, brothers. Okay, now Alex.
Hey everyone, like you said, Alex Perez here in Deerfield, obviously with Monty. Thanks for allowing me to share with you guys the way I do thrust and salute. So typically when I'm teaching thrust and salute, there's a couple things that I focus on. Number 1 is how it relates to the system. So if you look at deflecting hammer, when he comes in with the kick and deflecting hammer, we move the opponent up the line, and we stay on the line. Thrust and salute does the opposite. He comes in, I get off the line, keep him on the line of attack, and then buckling branch does both, right? We would move him off the line, move us off the line, so we can get the right angle. So that's one of the main things that I teach when I'm doing thrust and salute. The next one would be called spatial cocking. So spatial cocking is leaving the hand in space and cocking it by moving the body forward. So in instance, when we're doing the kick, let him deflect the hammer now. So when I have my hand checking, I don't want to pull this back before hitting him with it. I want it to get cocked as I kick.
so that it can be delivered. So that's one of the things we focus. We don't typically do the extension, so we do like to play around with it though. Same thing, I get this hidden checking, my hand's covered. I do the kicks. From here, one of the things I like to do is go straight into spreading branches, where I just grab the head, and it's basically doing thrust and salute on the vertical. Or my all-time favorite, which would be in twine maces, where then just go back to the end of that technique. Hopefully, you know.
Thank you very much. Hopefully that helps. And please share your comments so we can communicate with each other. One more thing.
We're going to be having the Brotherhood down here in Florida in February 3rd and 4th. So make sure you guys save the dates, get your tickets, and come hang out in Florida.
Yes.
You guys are welcome.
Yeah, please let us know and communicate with us so we can have the hotel rooms reserved. We can do like whatever. If you want to do like trips to the Everglades, hey, let's do that, okay? Yeah, sounds good. Trips to the Everglades, whatever, okay? This Florida, so take advantage of it. You want to do double jump kicks to the camera?
If you want.
Let's go. 1, 2, and 3.
Hey, Stan Donfro back here at Dartmouth, Massachusetts with another roundtable. And we are fresh off the weekend Brotherhood camp, and that was a great time. Did you guys have a good time at Brotherhood camp? Yeah, we had an awesome time. Thank you so much to Grandmaster Muhammad Tawadubai for coming down from California, out from California, and Angelo, Collado, and the promotions for Mech and Lawler. I mean, could it have gotten any better? I don't think so. But anyway, the technique for this week and this month is thrusting salute. So I'm going to start with the way I learned thrusting salute, and you know, I guess I could call it the textbook version. Again, I don't know if everybody's textbook version is the same as mine, but anyway, this is the way it is. So here, maybe back it up a little. All right, so thrusting salute. We are going to step back with a downward block. We can do this together. And then check. And then front kick and palm heel. All right, so again, we're going to step back with the downward block. We're going to get into some of the details of this. Check, front kick, palm heel. All right, so it all starts with the downward block. Now, downward block is known, what type of a block is a downward block? Outward blocks and downward blocks are known as double factor blocks. And the reason for that is, if I was to do a downward block on a kick, I need to come up before I can go down. All right, so I always make sure everybody realizes that it's this hand that's doing the actual block and the other one clears. All right, because I can't go up and down to block the kick that's just coming up. Unless my hands are already up, that's fine. But if my hands are down, it's 1, then 2. So everybody's up, so step back, 1, 2, and back. So again, it's the lead, it's the double factor block. All right, so ready, step back and block. And back up. All right, so now notice we are stepping back to one particular angle and going with the clock principle. What clock angle would that be? 4:30. We are stepping back to 4:30. So everybody back to 4:30 with a downward block. Check, front kick, palm heel. So now why are we going back to 4:30? I can block a kick just fine stepping back to 6 o'clock. A little louder? Center line. Center line. All right, Miss Laura, step up for 1 second. Let's go this way. All right, so you guys back up just a step. I feel like you're so close. All right, so actually go from this angle because it'll show better. Right there. All right, so I kick Miss Laura. I am kicking this way, and you know, despite popular belief, the downward block does not actually block the kick down. Where does it knock the kick? That way. So if I'm going this way and she blocks my foot that way, where's it going to land? It's going to land over there. Let's call that the law of deflection. All right? Kick's going this way, block goes that way, kick lands halfway in between the two. So here comes the kick. What? Bam! And there we are. Look, it's that thing they call center line. All right? And here comes the kick in the palm. Bam! All right? So that is the textbook version of thrusting salute that, you know, that I learned. All right, but now there's some problems with this thrusting salute. And again, you can make anything work. And I'm not, you know, when I say things like that, I'm not like, what we say, insulting the system or anything like that, because it's all good stuff. It's all great stuff. All right, but here's the issue.
how many moves are we doing before we even hit the guy? Yeah, we're doing like 3 moves before we even hit him once. All right, you know, and nothing for nothing. If somebody's kicking you on the street, chances are they have some type of fight knowledge. All right, so they're probably going to follow up. So what we're going to try to do is cut down the number of moves versus the number of hits. Because when you look at thrusting salute done that way, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So 4 moves, 2 hits. Took us 3 moves before we even hit the guy once. All right, so what I want to do is step back and everybody block. Now we're going to use what they call a cross hit. All right, I want to do a palm heel and a kick at the same time. Whap, bam. All right, looking this way. Boom, pow. Almost looks a little bit like that thing called the coordination set. All right, so here we are. Everybody, look at everybody. Wait, you were there. Everybody's off at 4:30 in the block. Go ahead, Megan, take a look. All right, there they are. Oh. And here we are, right from that move, ready, cross hit, palm heel, bam! All right, so now we're hitting the guy, kind of hitting him twice in the first 2 moves, and then hitting him a 3rd time in the 3rd move. So now it kind of evens things up. All right, so we have 1, 2, 3. And we're actually hitting the guy 3 times in 3 moves. Okay, that seems a little more practical. All right, so Sean, come on over here. All right, so Sean kicks me. I got the block. Whoop, bam, pow. And there it is again. He comes in here. Whoop, boom, pow. Who do I check? Sorry. Okay.
We're a mess today.
Everybody's getting hurt today. I took an elbow with the nose. I took a kick below the belt.
I blew out my knee. It's great.
Stand in the line and see who's turning red. They might be okay. All right, I didn't mean to do that. I just kind of fell into place. Careful with those leg checks. All right, so anyway, I'll come down the line now. Actually, let's do it in the air real quick. So everybody step back. 1, 2, 3. Bam, again. Let's hear it on the palm heel. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, one more time, the whole way through. Ready? Hiya! That's it. You guys want to hit it? You want to do it? Up and down the line? Yeah? No? Yeah? Let's do it. I'll start over here. All right, bring it. Let's go. Up. Yeah. Bam. That's it. Yeah. Boom. I'm moving. That's it. Strike me. Hit me with that. All right. Yeah. Now that's it. Boucher. Hot. Yes. Let's go, Sean. Payback. Watch it. Nice. Yeah. And this on. And there we have it. Thrusting salute. So what did we do? We took a technique that had, what? 2 strikes in 4 moves and made it 3 strikes in 3 moves. I think we increased the odds a little bit. And without running over too much time, I think we will just call it right there. So we will see everybody next time.